It was like a 5-second pause. uh,
Like when?
I'm psychotic, aren't I? How are you?
Pretty
Anyways,
good.
so okay, I kind of have like a cheat sheet of notes over here, but
Hmm.
like so much stuff has happened in the past couple of days, man. Like so much stuff.
Hmm.
Anyways, hey, look, I know this last podcast wasn't as good. Okay, I know like the ghost peppers, all that. I understand. I hope you enjoyed our suffering. I'm sorry we didn't have something to talk about, but that's because we couldn't really talk, right?
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's kind of that. Um, welcome to the Outlaws Podcast. I really hope you do enjoy. Please leave a like, comment. I read your comments because there are none. Please leave a comment, please. I beg of you. Uh, I'm getting drunk, and we got a lot of topics to talk about.
Yep.
Like for example, Megan Hall.
Ah, yes.
If you don't know who I just mentioned, Megan Hall. She was a police officer for a particular county. She then had intimate relationships with multiple of the police officers, including like the sheriff, or not sheriff, sergeant, and I think the chief as well.
Yeah, I think I remember specifically the whole police department actually.
Yeah, and things get even a little weirder here. She also had sex with some of their wives as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and as I was going through this thing, turns out it wasn't just as easy as that. She also was doing stuff like so sorry, neighbor texted me.
Mhm.
He's apologizing, and it's all good.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyways, so uh Megan Hall, when one of the events where she was having sexual relationships with multiple other people and of the police department, uh they were on a yacht or a houseboat, whatever fucking thing you want to go about with that. And she's there making out with this police officer's wife as the police officer is making out with another police officer's wife. And her husband came on to the boat and saw this and left.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, her husband knew that she was cheating on him, but he was like blinded for like a lot of it. But then
Mhm.
like it started to appear in front of him, and he's like, "What the fuck?" So she tried to make it so that uh he would have a threesome with his wife and another officer's wife, and he
Mhm.
was declining it. Then she like pushed foursomes, like bringing in the dude's husband, all this other shit. Here's the thing: she lied to all the officers that she had an open monogamous, whatever word that is,
Yeah,
relationship.
I Mhm.
Yeah, but
Open
here,
relationship.
but here's what gets things even worse. The chief or the sergeant, whoever the fuck was the top brass at the time, he got
Hmm.
jealous that other people were having sex with her and not him, but he was having sex with her, but not as much as he wanted. He's the person who brought all this down. He went to the mayor and like, hey, this officer, she's gone around fucking everyone. And he just casually left himself out of it.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. What? This is where new developments come in. Okay. So that's just the
Hmm.
base story. Okay. So if you didn't know the story, there you go. There's the story. Here's the deal, right? I left out a lot of information. Fuck it. But so Megan Hall, she no longer works for the police department, no like 5 other officers as well.
Mhm.
The thing about this is that uh she has publicly put out an announcement stating that she wants to fix her relationship with her husband. They're both working together to fix their relationship, and she doesn't have a job. She can't get a job, and they're kind of hurting for money.
Hmm.
People heard about this, and two different strip clubs that I will not name, yeah, offered her $10,000 each for 2 nights for her to dance.
Hmm.
10 grand for 2 nights.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. I saw that. That was part of like also. I think it was like not recently, but a few months ago. That was like the whole tea from a strip club.
Yep.
I was like, God damn, you guys, like,
Yeah. But like
oh,
one strip club does it like, hey, we'll give you 10 grand if you just dance for 2 nights. And then this other strip club that's closer to her, they're like, hey, we'll give you the same deal.
I'm not surprised because they really want to promote their shit. But that's horrible. It's like, let alone like, poor dude. Like, I feel bad for the guy the most, honestly.
Yeah.
And I remember that there is a specification that she was lying, saying that he is okay with it at a certain extent, but was not really consulted completely about how he feels about it.
Yeah.
And I think I remember in that conversation, he actually didn't want it. He even stated he didn't want that type of relationship, but she still did it. She didn't care.
Yeah.
So that's how bad it was.
But like this sparked like a question inside my head, right?
Hmm.
Like if you had a wife, right?
Yes.
And she cheated, what would be like the number? Like, could you survive one, 10, or just like let her fuck around and do all that shit, and then you're gonna stay entirely truthful to her? Like, where's the line? Where's the cutoff nowadays? You know?
Yeah. It's kind of difficult because there are some people that genuinely like do care. And maybe it does, like some occasion, it's rare. 0.001 occasions that, the partner that cheated on the other partner does improve and does fix their situation. But when it comes to people that actually do cheat and do it continuously, it's very hard to say where's the fine limit. And
Yeah.
it's like, honestly, I praise for people that actually tend to actually try to make the relationship work and they actually do focus on it.
Yeah.
But it's the other people that ruin that type of relationship that say, hey, you made a mistake, let's work it. But now it makes it hard now in these days for couples to say, well, I can't trust you because of X, Y, and Z, because there are so high numbers of cheating now these days between both genders. Not just one, both. So you
Yeah.
can't just say, oh, it's men that do it or it's women that do it. No, you both do it. Honestly, there
Yeah.
is no double it or like one sided story to this shit.
Check this out. So here's a cool statistic right here.
Mm-hmm.
Women cheat more, not only in quantity, but also in a timely manner.
Mm.
So here's the thing, right? Um, the women that go out and sleep around and do all that shit, okay? They're always complaining about the bad boys, the guys that are, not good, right?
Yeah.
The thing is that where are the good guys? They're asking themselves the same question. Where are the good guys? Why can't we find the good guys? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not going to the same places. So the thing is that there's good guys and there's bad guys, just like good women and bad women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thing about it is that where you are going to go and meet these people, like bars, clubs, shit like that, that's where the bad people are. You want to meet good people? Go to church. Like, yeah, shit like that. But
Well, it varies on church too. It,
yeah,
it
but
could be just like a
but
bar. Just depends. Aries, your your mic went out.
Okay, we back.
Yeah, yeah, we good, we good.
Okay, so I hate my mic,
It's fair.
which is the funny thing. Okay, so now my volume is even lower. What the fuck? Hello, Tustin?
Yeah, I'm trying to hear your side too.
Yeah, and I've seen like little audio fluctuations and shit. That's fucking weird.
Mhm.
See, like that. It just flared up. Like, yeah, there's a fan going and shit, but I'm fucking using noise suppression and shit. Whatever. Fuck. And apparently I'm like yelling right now, and I'm not even peaking yellow. What the fuck? Hey, there we go.
Yeah, yeah, your OBS is all over the place.
Man.
Dude, I can hear myself sound like an echo chamber still.
Hey, you see what I'm saying? It's just it sounds worse if I enable it on my end.
I know, that's all like,
Yeah,
god
no,
dang.
no, no, no. Here. So we'll show the viewers this, right? So, I'm going to enable it. Fucking like listen for yourself and just like speak like 5, 10 words or something like that. Okay, go.
All right. Gotta never give you up, never gonna let you down. Oh yeah, I hear it.
So much worse, right?
Yeah. Sounds like I'm robotic at that point.
Yeah, but it's like you're in a fucking echo chamber. At least this, it's like you're in a room with no padding.
Oh yeah, it's fairly point.
Yeah.
And
Anyways,
that's because I
what the
have
fuck were we talking about though?
oh, we were talking about like how it was about the cheating.
Oh yeah. So, like, the women like that are going like to these places and shit and fucking around, they're sharing the same dudes. All the women that are complaining about these bad boys, the guys who like treat them like shit, they're all complaining about the same fucking person.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the thing. Like, all right, Tama, do you go to clubs? Do you go to bars?
I went to bars. I can tell you I've seen a lot of worse
Went
shit.
or go?
Go. I went to bars. Like I had a couple friend of guys that actually wanted me to go. So
You're
I'm just
contradicting yourself. Are you still going to them?
no, not right now. Not anymore, bro. It's just
Yeah, but
I
I'm
just
saying like right now. Like the
no.
past is the
Oh,
past. Yeah.
oh, I thought you meant the past. I'm like, okay, never mind.
Like
But
all
not
right,
right now.
in the last week.
No, then no.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Last time I went to a bar was like 4 months ago or something like that, and it was just because of the guy I brought onto the podcast when I was on my porch.
Oh.
Yeah, not the game developer, dude. The miner,
Hmm.
the actual miner, like mining coal, not miner as in little child.
Oh shit.
Sorry, different terminologies. What?
Yeah. Terminologies can be way off sometimes.
No, like you said, oh shit, like what's going on with you?
Oh, I don't know.
You're replying?
I
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to reply.
No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, no, fucking, it's just, it's completely idiotic to me that like you want to be in a faithful relationship, married to a person, like want to do, have a partner, grow children, do all that. And then the wife wants to go out, like party, get drunk, and leave like the husband home alone while she's at the club twerking on another dude.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm
There
sorry,
there
what the fuck?
yeah, the aspects of like the roles reversed is very crazy because I know back in the day it was quite the opposite, but now it's the other way around. And now people don't realize that like, oh man, this is still at fault. I'm like, no, you guys turning the script on yourself. What you complained so long is now happening to you. And how far is it gonna go until men now blame you? And it's gonna be an endless cycle of shit.
Oh, what the
Like,
fuck did I do? Oh god. Sorry, I accidentally muted everything.
Oh,
I my keyboard. I have multiple buttons, and I was wiping hair off my glass.
mm.
Sorry.
Did you all hear me?
Yeah, no. Uh, when I said like, "Oh fuck, what happened?" That's when else shit to cut off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It wasn't like it cut off like as we started talking. It was like as
Oh,
soon as
okay.
it as happened, I said it. Sorry.
Oh, I thought I was like, shit, I have to repeat this. It's
No,
like,
just like the last second.
yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Well, speaking of which, yes, everything is so messed up. I remember specifically a friend of mine was like still in the dating scene. So I'm pretty sure the guy is still looking. And he's told me a lot of shit how women really put a high standard on him. And he's like, he stopped trying. That's how
Yeah.
bad it is. He's like, he says, dude, the people I'm dating are mostly women that are actually married or like or like not married. My bad. Actually, some might, but um, apparently he stated that some have children, and they still put a high standard on his, like on himself. And I was
Yeah.
like, why are you asking for a paycheck of a value of that person? Why are you saying, oh, where do they work and stuff like that? It's not the matter of like saying what's their finances. It's the matter of knowing their personality. That's what my friend says, like they lack that. They lack of trying to understand that part. And there are men out there too. So I'm not just saying all women do it too. Men do the same thing. It's just the relationships, like the partnership, the concept of it is just gone. Literally, like what happened to the word love? What happened to the word happiness?
And
Like,
I can tell you exactly why that is. But for that answer, we need to dive into economics. So
mhm,
inflation, right?
mhm,
Check this shit out. Why is everything so expensive? It's because of one thing:
mm,
women.
mm,
Now I know that sounds really bad, okay? But like think about it like back in the day, right? We would be working a job for like $7.25 an hour. We would be a single income household. You could have a father working and a mother staying home and raising like five, seven children completely by herself and being entirely fine and they didn't need to worry about their bills, right? But that's because like a candy bar went for a nickel back then. Okay. The dad is working for 7.25 an hour. The candy bar was a nickel. What has changed? Women have entered the workforce, making it so that there's more income, but yet the prices have not raised. Sorry, opposite. The the companies have not raised the amount of income paying to the employees. So the income is exactly the same, but everything else tripled. Get it?
mhm.
I know it sounds really bad, but that's the actual shit. The companies have not raised their prices.
Oh yeah, but not to sound sexist on your part and that part. Just to bring in context because there is a history of that as well too. I had to go through the books, but apparently some of them did state that the reason why companies saw that was an opportunity to exploit. So once they noticed that women are now working, not to say sexist, like I said, it's not your fault. It's like you wanted to work, it's fair, right?
Yeah,
But there's companies that decided saying, oh, since women are now working, now we can't double our price and then exploit them and pay them cheaper because supposedly they are earning more money. So the higher we hire it up, the easier we get more profit out of that.
yeah,
And they didn't realize in the outcome that women were gonna fall for that simple trap. Those companies, those billionaires, those bourgeoisies, if you can say,
yeah.
thought ahead of time. And they said, I can exploit this. I can really exploit this.
And they're still doing it to this day.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
like for fuck's
that's
sake, look at Amazon. We're probably gonna get. I'm probably gonna get banned for this.
I'm not surprised. But yes, it's the concept. That's when I read and it was like, that's crazy. When they found out women were now going into it, they were gonna exploit that since the beginning, and they were not gonna say it outright. They were gonna wait the next few years until people finally figured it out, and they developed systems where they can still make it look as if now today men and women are still fighting for pay rights. And I've seen why the pay wage is so low in women because they added some extra stuff. Don't get me wrong, it kind of could similarities, like not similarities, it can reach the same amount as what a male's being paid for, but it's still not enough because it's still an exploitation over another. So,
Yeah,
one way or another, both sides are screwed.
but it gets even worse than that because, like, take a look at this, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
these companies that are like looking down and seeing what we like and what we're, wanting to invest in and buy for ourselves, and all that shit. You know about Roomba?
Oh, yeah. I found out a lot of shit from that.
Yeah, I learned a lot more today. A lot more shit has just been leaked. So, Roomba, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's made by the company iRobots. Yeah, okay. Here's the thing that Amazon bought it, so now they operate it, and they own all the Roombas. Roombas, uh, so everyone knows they have a camera on it, and they say it's only to map your house, so then this way we can, have the Roomba go around and clean everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, this just leaked. So, Roomba, it doesn't just have a camera, it has a microphone and it will actually listen into like your TV show, your conversations, and the camera also identifies people, animals, and shit like that. So, if you have a dog, it will advertise dog toys. You have a ferret, it advertises ferret toys, shit like that. So, Amazon is no longer just a provider. They are an intelligence company and they're gathering information on you. So then this way you are wasting your money on shit you really don't need. But
Oh,
like
yeah.
the TV shows that Amazon does with Prime, by you listening, sorry, by the Roomba listening to these TV shows, they are gathering evidence and intelligence. So then this way they can make a TV show that is right for you.
Oh, yeah. It's like building an algorithm basically for your preference
Yeah.
specifically. And there was an incident where someone actually hacked through those Roombas and they actually found a back door where they found so many nude pictures. I'm going to say nude for people that accidentally like were trying to change. But the Roomba caught it at the same time. And people were laughing and saying how exploited it can be without even noticing that open door and knowing how, like you said, data is being taken without our own consent or our own knowledge.
Uh Yeah, that's not the part that scares me. You want to know the part that fucking scares me?
Yeah.
So that hack, right? There,
Mm-hmm.
there's these different hackers. One person in particular, they hacked into this household and they infected the network and the network spread. Uh, he targeted people, and these
Mm-hmm.
Roombas would follow people around. There's three incidents that are actually like reported, and this is new. Okay, this isn't old news. This is new, and this isn't in the news. Okay, you got to keep in mind the New York Times is owned by Jeff Bezos. Okay, but
Mm-hmm.
check this out. This Roomba, one of the ones that were hacked, apparently has a speaker defaulted into it. It's not a modified Roomba or anything. It's the default fucking Roomba.
Mm-hmm.
There was an 8-year-old girl inside her house alone, and she was making some food, I think a hot pocket. I don't really give a fuck. But the thing about it was is that the guy got into the Roomba system, had complete control over it, and convinced her that he was her best friend and he was Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
An 8-year-old girl. I'm sorry. I liked Roombas. Not anymore.
They're quite dangerous now. Well, Not like to kill you, but more like manipulation wise.
If I had an 8-year-old daughter and a Roomba started talking to her and told her that it was her best friend and that, you know, he wanted her to do, yeah, no,
No,
I ain't gonna have no fucking Roomba.
no,
I mean, like, for fuck's sake, the security cameras around my house aren't even connected to the fucking internet.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's the
honest.
thing, like, this shit, like, what the fuck? That hack you were talking about with those nude photos,
Hmm.
they were plastered on social media,
Hmm.
and there was a website designed for it. There's over 1 billion pictures of people with Roombas naked in their house.
That's crazy though. Like that's what I saw on that section. I was like, bruh, that's like a huge violation, like of privacy. Like, there's a
Yep.
lawsuit waiting to happen on that.
No, guess why?
What?
It's in the contract.
That's messed up.
What
That's a
contract, you
really.
might ask? You never signed anything, right? You just bought the device and hooked it up. That's the contract.
Ain't there like an agreements as well too, like
Yes, it's on that
terms of
piece of
agreement?
paper everyone throws away.
Yeah, I know that when you like applied it online, you have to click accept, or you're forced to accept. So
Yeah.
it's not like you can't disagree with it.
Our
So
website
it's
uses cookies.
oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
messed up. But it's like, yeah, that's true. The contract is so long, and you don't see the little details that they have under there saying, "No, yeah, we have the rights to do
Yeah.
whatever shit you want."
But like the thing is with this, right? Like the ultimate thing is that like I am an inventor.
Hmm.
I so badly want to make a fucking Roomba now and have it not connected to the internet.
Oh, that one's a challenge, but that would be
No, it is
beautiful.
not a challenge at all. You want to know why?
Hmm.
Because all you have to do is just plug it into the fucking wall and it says programmed. You already just install like a motherboard and then like an SSD into it and just have it programmed to just like look at the terrain and vacuum. And if there's something there, turn. You can do that shit.
Hmm. I didn't
But
even know, but that's pretty interesting.
yeah, but like check this shit out, right?
Hmm.
Roombas. How can we make them even scarier and still make it so that this way people will want them and learn more about them and their property? Let's make them into
Oh,
lawnmowers. Yeah, Amazon did that too. You can get lawnmower Roombas and they'll go around the entire property. You can program them to even like make shit into the grass, like a giant MF logo. You could do it. I'm
and that's about.
sorry. That I'm a little more acceptable with, but I might end up shooting it in the middle of the night?
Hmm.
Like, let's say I'm outside, like here, let's make this a little more realistic, okay? So, let's say I'm outside smoking a cigar, and then all of a sudden I just hear, thing to my left hit a stick, and I'm just, you know, paranoid as fuck. Sorry, I like
Hmm.
cigars. Don't smoke, kids. It's good for it's bad for your health. Sorry, I'm an asshole. How are you? But no, like legitimately though, right? Like
Hmm.
they're mapping your property, they're listening to your voice, the TV shows, they're looking at everything. And I understand this sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it also leaked that this is true. Like I shit you not, man. Like apparently Netflix is like doing similar shit to like when the fuck you're watching it as well. Like they map your time zone, your internet connection, and like a lot of other shit. TikTok is the worst of them, and surprising update, Montana just federally banned it.
Oh yeah, it's getting there already, all over the place slowly.
Good. Fuck
So
TikTok.
yeah, there's still a lot of like iffies on that, but including Facebook, honestly, it's the same as TikTok.
Yeah, ban
It,
Facebook. They won't even let me have an account.
yeah, dude, honestly, I can't tell you how much I have said things on Facebook or said things, and then Facebook have found it,
Yeah,
literally found it, and I was like, bruh, I was not even I haven't been on Facebook for like almost 3 months,
yeah.
and I'm not active.
And you want to know something weird? It comes
Mm,
pre-installed on like phones and shit.
yeah, they come pre-installed, even in PCs sometimes.
Yeah.
Ironically, because I
So
noticed that,
when you
huh?
go to delete them, though, what's that little error message that pops up? Your
Oh,
device will malfunction and like all that shit. Yeah.
yeah, they put a simple malware is like to prevent you from deleting the shit.
Yeah.
And apparently, my company that I work with, like, well, my work, the company that I work with, right? It has an antivirus and it's blocking Facebook because it's seeing the shit.
Yeah.
Like literally, the IRL of it sees like Facebook is trying to get your shit. Facebook is trying to see this. Facebook is like, God damn, how far is Facebook trying to like look on people's shit?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm tired of the IRL just showing up every single time, but it's because the company wants to, protect the data. Of course, it's reasonable.
Yeah. But now, like, think about it like this, right? Everyone like talks about like these guys like they're aliens, right? Like the dude who owns Facebook, right? Like everyone makes jokes that he's a lizard person, right? Did you know cloning is a real thing and you can yourself clone stuff if you just have enough money?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
been on the making for like years, but it's just
No,
never
it's
talked
already
about.
a thing. It has been a thing for 20 years now.
Damn.
Yeah. All you have to do is like pluck a whisker from your cat or dog or something like that, and then
Oh
bring
yeah.
it to a facility and they'll clone your cat and it'll be exactly the same.
Oh yeah. I remember that was fully made. It was confirmed that you can do that now.
Guess how
Right now,
much?
how much though?
It was 30,000
Mm-hmm.
20 years ago. It's like
Is it five?
15,000.
Oh sure, that's
It's
pretty
cheaper than
cheap.
a fucking car.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say right now they're going through the makings for humans now. Like literally right now, they have confirmed saying that they're getting close to making an actual human baby based on the genetics of your DNA and some of the DNA of the spouse as well too. And they don't have to go through the birthing at all no more.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. It makes me think, oh shoot. Imagine the fact someone gets the most, like billionaires, DNA, and then they mix it with their DNA and they say, oh, this is the father of this. Can I sue them? Or there can be a lot of
Yeah.
contradicting to
But
each other.
it's funny you said that because check this out. Do you know
Hmm.
about Illuminati? Not the
Uh,
evil not the evil overlord motherfuckers about the president. Illuminati the content creator.
oh, yes, I've heard about her. She has been the high waters, right?
Yeah, yeah, no shit. Here's the deal, right?
Hmm.
Um, it is incredibly easy to just like pick a content creator and target them, right?
Hmm.
So fucking easy. Here's the
Hmm.
deal, right? All you need is like their logo, their name, and their color scheme, and like a basic way of the way of how they talk, right? So like how you
Yeah.
stuttered kind of fucks that up for people. But the
Hmm.
thing about it is that if you know like how they talk normally and how they type and shit, you could plug that into like chat gpt and get like a general script from chat gpt and make it so that it sounds exactly like the content creator, like even giving you information like the content creator would do, like in any shape way of capacity of it, making
Hmm.
it so that it's like that, right? Take that little script, get the discord default dark screen color mode there. Slap that, slap the logo, slap a timestamp on that shit, post a couple other little fucking messages, and then you can just slander the fuck out of someone.
Oh, yeah, you could. Sometimes you can even take out the some other words, copy and paste, and just
Yeah, but that's a
you
lot more
know.
complicated. You could just use Chat GPT and it'll make it sound
Hmm.
exactly like the content creator, and you
Hmm.
won't need to do any of that splicing.
Oh yeah, that's true. But
But
it's like
like,
I said, there's
think about the
two ways.
cost. Think about the cost to do it though.
It's very fairly cheap.
No, it is free, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fairly tree cheap.
Because all you need to do is make an account with ChatGPT,
Hmm.
download GIMP, which is a free fucking thing where you can like do basic Photoshop,
Hmm.
and there you go, you're done. Like you can just grab the images and all that shit off Google. You're done. You got it.
No, not
Fucking
surprised.
crazy, right?
Yeah, like it gets very complicated now,
But
and I
like
can imagine
fucking the AI recognition though, you can
it's very.
literally make a content creator like picture like us doing this right now and us not even doing this. Like we could be in the Bahamas, you know?
Yeah,
You can make AI do that shit now.
that's why it's getting hard and complex for people to believe one another now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you might as well. Their last option is show your DMs to the public, which is
That's not
pretty
that you
insane.
can't even do that. No. There's a
No,
way to
it's
alter
not
that.
for real.
Yes. Right.
Damn, even in life.
Think about it like this, right? We're live on Twitch right now,
Yeah.
yes? And if we had someone in chat say a number, right? Like 3, right? You said the number 3. Like I asked you like, "Hey, say a random number and I'll hold it up with my hands." And you
Hmm.
said the number 3 and I went like this. That can be AI generated live.
That's crazy.
Yes.
And it would be hard, technically, like not to even figure out who's telling the truth at that point.
Not
If
true.
AI's.
Not true. You just run a recognition software over to chat and make it so that it's looking for that particular information.
Mm.
If you want to identify and have a topic about something, like how the gaming slasher said, I'm agreeing with you on that, Aries,
Hmm.
that can all be AI generated and not the chat message itself. Me
Hmm.
just saying that could be AI generated.
Hmm.
It's fucking insane.
I think there's an AI for everything, but it's just crazy, yes. I think at this point it gets very complex. Honestly, it gets a little more confusing. To me, honestly, as a person, like that's like kind of in the mid between yes, millennial, but in the middle of boomer
Yeah.
and like Gen Z kind of thing. Like I'm trying to keep up with everybody, and it's kind of hard. Imagine the fact that other people are trying to keep up with the shit and trying to think logically whether this is true or not can be very conflicting.
But like there's just so many fucking things that are going wrong nowadays, man. Like, all right, what 3 days ago now,
Hmm.
in if I remember correctly, Texas, um, this 11-year-old boy, his mother, the mother went into his room, handed him a phone, and said call 911. And it's because like an ex-husband or boyfriend was there, and like was being really loud, trying to get in, shit like that. So the boy does what the mother said. He called the cops. A little while after that, I don't really know the details in between that shit. But the cops came, demanded everyone out of the house. So when that little kid walks down the hallway and then makes a corner, turning into the living room to get out of the fucking house from the police officer saying to get out of the house, the officer shot him. He had to go through multiple surgeries. The kid's alive. But
Damn,
how fucked up is that?
that is fucked up. Honestly, I don't know. Did they ever sue or
I have no idea.
was there? Ah, okay. Because they should sue, honestly, because that they weren't being safe with that. They just automatically assumed it was danger, but they should have known the procedures, like
It's a
to
little
make.
kid. Like he's like
Yeah, there's
probably
like
3 to 4 feet tall.
yeah, that's
Maybe.
why. That's why they should have known the stuff because this is a poor kid. You never know, a kid could just come out and
I'm
then,
sorry. If the kid was crawling on the ceiling with his neck, turned
yeah,
like that, and like digging his fucking hands into the ceiling, like, I'm not gonna kill you, you know, then yeah, I'm probably gonna shoot him. But like,
yeah,
it's a little kid just walking down a fucking hallway. Like, what the fuck?
I, I know that's what makes it very fucked up. I was like, dude, that police officer should be like discharged. Like,
He's on
honestly,
desk duty.
death duty just doesn't help.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
honestly, that upsets me much more when they just get away with that side. I'm like, bruh, it's a kid. You fucked up so hard. Poor kid has gonna have to like go through like some PTSD in the near future about cops and
yeah,
be
he's not gonna
more
trust him for the rest of his life.
That's why. And when it's a young child with a like small development, they're gonna develop a self-hatred for cops, including other people with a weapon. And it's like, dude, you kind of messed up a child already for life. It's like
But that
how
child is
you
gonna grow up to being an adult.
yes, and once it's an adult, you don't know what's gonna happen on that part. It can be like whether or not they just have hatred. Nothing but hatred.
And they probably like won't be a good citizen.
No. They would hate people, honestly, because just one experience can make a huge difference for a child,
Yeah.
honestly.
Like, check this
That's
out.
like
Again, this I think it's in Oklahoma this time.
mm-hmm,
And this one is actually a really sad story. I literally almost vomited and I was crying when I heard the story.
mm-hmm,
I heard about it last night. If you, yeah, I was in a VC and people thought I snorted, and there's just like, hey, what the fuck are you snorting at? And I'm like trying to hold back vomit. Um, so this mother, she has 11-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old son.
mm-hmm,
Keyword had. What
mm-hmm.
happened is the 9-year-old son was asleep on the couch. The mother was upstairs in her room. It's late at night. The 11-year-old girl got a knife, went and stabbed the son to death.
Ooh.
Went back up to her room and threw the knife out the window into the backyard. They're in an apartment complex. And the son's screaming, and the mother thinks he's just having a nightmare and comes downstairs to comfort him. And then she's feels the blood and is like, "Oh my god!" and calls 911. The daughter really didn't know what the fuck she was doing. She has no idea what the fuck was going through her head or anything as such. But as I was sitting there watching the body camera footage of it, yes, I do this, okay. But as I'm watching the body camera footage,
Mm-hmm,
the girl is riding shotgun in a police cruiser,
mm-hmm.
and she is a blabbering mess, crying, uncoherent, all this shit. And then, like 30 minutes into it, just entirely fine, just entirely good, and asks, am I going to be able to go to school? Just like entirely, like not crying, no snot bubbles, like just like literally was crying and sat up.
Mm.
Am I going to be able to go to school? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there is a weird conflict between that. It's like that's fucked up, but how it happened, I was like, that is like, excuse me, like something wrong there, like very, very heavily wrong. I
Oh,
don't
wait,
know
no,
if
she might have been 12. Yeah, I think she was 12.
even then it's like that's a scary development for a young child to have.
Yeah.
Like,
But you can't go to jail if you're 13, you can go to jail. And she was just like 1 year away from that. So I think she was 12.
yeah,
Again, it was in Oklahoma. It happened not too long ago.
yeah, it's a it's like it's a sign of psychopath at some point later on.
But all women are that.
Mhm.
All
I
women
don't know
are.
about.
No, that's the thing. It's our fucking hormones.
Mm.
You know their mood swings, how like They just like one day they're entirely fine, and next day they just want to rip your head off because they didn't do the dishes.
Ah,
It's that.
huh. Well, I don't know if that relates on that, but it could be a possibility.
Well, no, like some people are incredibly worse about it, and others are entirely fine. This like 9-year-old kid that was asleep, he wasn't
Hmm.
screaming, he wasn't crying, he was asleep. He wasn't doing anything bad, but she could have been mad at him for something he did like earlier that day, or
Yeah,
jealous of him or something like that, you know?
and it's possible at a young, early age. Ironically, I think some children go through this, but sometimes they get a little dark,
Yeah,
and sometimes it needs to be watched over a lot
yeah.
because a lot of people, a lot of parents neglect the child too. There's also a thing about like environment. And if you neglect the child, that possibility can happen. And I'm pretty sure during that time, I guess the mother was not aware with how the daughter acts,
Yeah.
that she did not catch the clue that maybe her daughter needed some help.
But
And
like
it's crazy.
what's even
Mm.
interesting is in the body camera footage where you were saying this, where like they need to like, take better care of the kids. When the officer put her in handcuffs and set her on the sidewalk, and did all that shit, searched her for knives and weapons and all that shit, she was fucking swearing. This is
Yeah,
the key part, and here's the reason why. When they got her into the car and they pulled the mother out of the house while the EMS was going in and trying to get the son and all that shit, this mother was telling the officer she doesn't even swear.
mhm.
Yeah,
that that's weird because
yeah,
when a child swears, it reflects towards the parents because it is taught in a certain extent or set in an environment.
yep.
They may not know it, but they can express it too based on the environment that's presented. And I'm guessing some occasions this parent might have been very aggressive too at some point.
But
So we
it
don't
doesn't
know.
even have to be her. It could. She
Yeah.
had two different husbands.
Okay, then that can be another thing too.
Yeah,
Yes.
because like
So
the 9-year-old son, he had a different father than the 11-year-old girl. The girl
yeah.
was white, the mother's white, and the
Hmm.
son, he was like I think Mexican.
Yeah.
So two different fathers, and she even admits it in the body camera footage. Now, something that blows my fucking mind in this body camera footage, right?
Hmm.
They take the girl and they're gonna like put her in custody, right? So they take her into the building. They let her go into a bathroom completely by herself, even though there's a female there. They they let her go into the bathroom completely by herself. Whatever, fuck it. Okay, I can understand that. The deputy takes his body camera off, hands it to the other woman. The other woman is letting the little girl walk behind her, and the woman is opening the fucking doors for her and like juggling this camera and trying to get the best, photographic shots of the body camera and shit. And this girl's like walking behind her, being quiet. Like I couldn't even hear her make a step. I'm sorry, but like if I was supervising that girl who just killed her little brother, she's walking in front of me. I want to
Hmm.
see her and what the fuck she is doing at all times because in this little area, there's like fucking like furniture, there's like little random shit that she could just easily grab like a mug and fucking just bash, like,
Yeah.
once you have that handle and you smash someone over the head with that, you have a sharp object in your hand and you can just.
Yeah. At that point, the child is not stable. So yeah, there's a possibility that danger can arise there too.
So that girl would be walking the fuck in front of me,
Hmm.
like I don't give a shit. Okay, like I'll square up.
I know you would.
Like, all right, I'm not going for the kill. I'm not gonna draw a gun. Even if she had a knife, I'm not drawing a gun. I'll just probably knock her the fuck out.
Hmm.
I might have a couple stab wounds, but who hasn't?
Detain basically just to make sure. But
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
by the way, She wasn't in handcuffs.
Oh,
Yeah, she
that,
wasn't in handcuffs. They took the handcuffs off to let her use the restroom, and they didn't put them back on.
that's crazy. Okay, no, that's a little
Yeah, you see what I'm saying now?
off-putting.
Like,
Yeah,
what the
that's a
fuck
little
is with the
off-putting.
security?
It's
What?
weird because I've seen a lot of younger kids, like younger, like males, right? That actually get stuck with handcuffs completely. And it's weird that the concept is different
Yeah.
with the females.
I've seen a 7-year-old kid living in Africa kill 138 people.
It's oh,
Guess what?
mm,
They didn't even put him in handcuffs because they didn't have to.
stuff.
If you catch what I'm saying, the thing is that
Mhm.
people are capable of extreme amounts of violence, and
Oh yeah,
like this is the thing I can't even fathom, right? Like there are good people and there's bad people, but there's not either one of them. That's the thing. There's no good people, there's no bad people. There's people.
oh yeah.
Like
People,
you
literally.
could classify saying like people who put in the milk and then the cereal, or people who put in the cereal and then the milk.
Hmm.
That's a good classification. There's no good and bad people. Everyone, is equal amounts. But the people who show a fuckload more good are the most targeted by the people who show the most bad.
Oh yeah. There is a weird, like, I don't know why. That's an ethical issue and a morality issue too. Like, people expect the nicest people to be the worst, but in actuality, they're just nice. But the worst people are like getting away with the worst shit, and they're not getting, accountable for that. And it's like, oh,
Stupid.
yeah, it's like, oh, this guy beat another guy in the highway. We should be all right. And then when it comes to a nice dude, it's like, oh, this dude got accused for X, Y, and Z. So let's beat the shit out of him. I was like,
Sorry.
what?
You just gave me a flashback, motherfucker. No. You're like, this dude just beat another guy on the side of a highway. Instantly, I remember like years ago, the dude on Florida who's just eating another guy's face on the side of the highway. Like I
Yeah.
shit you not, like there's a dead person. The cannibal guy is on top of him, ripping the face off and eating it. Yeah, Florida. He was on high on bath salts.
I remember there was a guy with bats on. I just don't
Yeah,
remember.
Florida,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Florida is weird. Yeah, it's just weird. It's known for its stuff. But yeah, I can understand there's a morality and ethical issue there. And honestly, I don't even like feel like these like concepts of people saying, "Oh, but this could have happened. This could have." It's like, bruh, if you already seen the signs of that one person doing it, there should be a good security on that to make sure they don't do it again. But you're just letting that slide.
Oh
But when
shit.
it comes to yeah, when it comes to a nice person, they're not doing anything. It's like, bruh, why are you overthinking this? You all think you're like the most logical, but then you pull out a 180 thinking that they're gonna do something. I'm like, he's gonna follow the rules. Why make it harder for that person?
I mean, like, think about it. What if it was like a 30-year-old man who just killed someone and then was like crying his eyes out, like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." They're gonna keep him in handcuffs.
Yeah.
11-year-old girl. Here's where this argument is, right?
Hmm.
11-year-old girl does the same fucking thing, right? Let's say 30-year-old man kills a 9-year-old kid, stabbing him, cries, does the same shit the girl does. It gets worse
Yeah.
treatment. The guy,
Yeah.
the girl, they have her on handcuff. They let her walk behind them. Shit like that. Guess
Yeah.
what?
But some.
What's
Mm.
the most common fucking saying when it happens to this? When you do this shit, what's the worst she can do?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, did you not know she just killed her fucking brother by stabbing him to death in his sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, huh.
And I think they always think, well, I can overpower them, but it's like it's not that. Some kids can be very smart
Yeah, and
too.
no, like a 9-year-old boy can beat the shit out of an 11-year-old girl, but if the 11-year-old girl ambushes him while he's asleep and just like, yeah, no, there's no way. Like, what the fuck are you going on about? You're literally letting this girl get the fucking drop on you. You know, like, think
Yeah.
about it like this, right? She was
Hmm.
only able to actually hurt and kill him because he was asleep.
That's why it's
And you
insane shit.
unhandcuff her while there's like fucking coffee stations behind you, and she's behind you, and you can't even see her.
Yeah, it's like it's if she actually had the opportunity, she should have just ran.
She had multiple.
That's messed up though. Like, dang, they don't learn from that. It's like,
The officers, no. Here's the thing, they won't learn about it until it happens. Like, think about it
it's like,
like this. This is something I also learned, right?
mhm,
All right, this is an actual scientific study. This is actually done, and it was done in 1984.
mhm,
They took a lot of these women. They have like a little handheld mirror, okay, not a mirror on the wall, just like a handheld mirror. And they told the women that they're doing a study. They're gonna make a scar on their face, not an actual scar. They're gonna make it with makeup, and then they're
mhm,
gonna have them go to interviews, and they want to have them come back to them and tell them their reaction, what happened, shit like that. Did they get the job? Did they not? Did they feel uncomfortable? Did the person make remarks about their scars, right?
mhm,
So he takes these women and makes a scar on their face, some like little minor ones, like the one by my eye right here, and then there's
mhm.
other ones that are just like large gashes and all this other shit. And he shows the women and they're like, oh my God, I look horrible, like, oh, my beautiful face, whatever. He's like, all right, I just need to do some touch ups just so this way, like, it won't like accidentally rub off. And the girls were like, oh, okay. And he wiped it off completely. They went to the interview and they all came back having a negative experience, saying that they felt like he was judging me and all this other shit. People treated her entirely differently, and that she was abused and all that shit, and like trying to fondle her, like take care of her. They
Oh,
didn't have the
more.
fucking scars on.
Yeah, it's more of a psychosis or like a psychological thing, where it actually calls out the personalities of an individual that way. And it does revolve around culture too. Like I said, it depends on what has been taught in their gender sphere. So there is a certain, mentality
Yeah,
that could be quite different. And I could imagine the fact that that's what they're trying to pull, or that's how they felt because they didn't notice. Imagine the fact that they noticed, they would have had a different opinion.
yeah. So, Tama,
Mm,
I I have a test. Mute your
mm,
mic, not
mhm.
talk.
La,
La, haha,
la,
la. I can hear you, motherfucker.
yeah.
What? You're not even using that mic.
No, that's why I've noticed Discord has been doing that.
Well,
I'm I'm very self-aware too, Just I like to do that.
but yeah,
But
like, come on, it's crazy as fuck, right?
yeah, it's like Discord has a weird ass shit. It's like, oh, mute it? Nah, fam, you're not getting muted. I remember I was doing that with my Discord too. I was like, oh, I'm gonna mute myself. My friend is like, hey dude, you back? I'm like, I have myself muted. What the hell?
Yep.
It's like, yeah. Discord has that on purpose. I feel like they do.
It's probably the Chris software because I have the same problems.
Mhm. Well,
As you
even
can
with
tell
Chris,
from earlier.
Yeah, I even with Chris, but like without it, I still had the same issue. So it was like,
Yeah.
man,
But yeah, like there's so much shit that is happening in the world right now. I mean, like, do you like? I'm sorry, I know we're going over a little bit of the time right now, but like,
mhm,
I have one more thing I want to talk about.
mhm,
NATO. Two things
mhm.
or three things. One, what you guys stand for as NATO. It doesn't matter if you're the general or infantry operators. If you're NATO, you are a semi good person. Okay. If you don't make the politics, you don't make the structure, you don't do any of that, you just follow orders. You don't do any of the policy changes. You're the people who are about to fight Russia. That's topic two. Uh, you might be a good person. Okay. I don't know you, but keep doing your work. You're doing good.
Mhm.
If you are the people who are making the policies and the laws and shit within NATO, I hope you go to prison
What are their policies? Because now I'm kind of interested.
because, like the UN, right?
Hmm.
They want to make it so that pedophilia is legal.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
Oh, no, that I can see why you would be pissed off.
yeah. Now, something I want to say that is going to blow everyone's mind. Florida, I agree with you. They just made it so that any pedophile is sentenced to the death sentence. It's awesome. I love it.
I I heard that that was the only one good thing they did.
Yeah,
Honestly, like
yeah,
I agreed upon that too. I was like,
yeah.
bruh.
And
It's
it's
like for
and like they passed that law a week later. Guess what happens? They catch a literal 9-year-old stripping in a club.
damn.
I mean, they caught more. There's a 15-year-old girl, 11-year-old. Yeah, but it's fucking like Jesus Christ. Okay, like I'm sorry if I was the officer there, I would have just like took a board and fucking blocked off the doors and just surrounded the building, running around circles, like not letting any motherfucker out and waiting for backup. I'm just like, everyone, come to me, like, and they're like, what's the problem? And I'm like, we're gonna arrest an entire building.
For real.
Like, I'm
Uh,
I'm not I'm not talking like just the people watching. I'm talking to staff. I'm talking to repairmen.
Bruh, for real. I was like, they should have known, honestly, at that point.
No shit. But all right,
Because
so the last thing though, okay. I'm sorry,
Mhm,
I you got a lot of shit going on. I don't want to continue to go over, it, but last thing,
mhm.
Road Warrior 3 might spark. It could
It's
start an hour ago to like another month or something like that. Here's the reason
mhm,
why. Again with NATO, I had three things about NATO.
mhm,
They have just orchestrated something entirely awesome. They have so many fucking troops, infantry, tanks, jets, all this shit, all on the border of Russia right now.
mhm.
They're ready for a fight.
Damn.
Yeah, they're like about to go in. They're all fucking ready. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you're the infantry, keep doing what you're fucking doing. Okay, keep doing it. If you're the top brass, you should go to jail.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I
So
mean,
all
like,
the possible.
the people who ordered them to like go and fight Russia, That that I can understand. But if they're the same people who are like, "Hey, pedophilia should be legal," yeah, no, we should just take them, go to jail, and still like send NATO to fight Russia.
Yeah, honestly, like if they were responsible, might as well replace them for someone else, and
But
then to continue
Ukraine is
on.
now honorably a NATO nation now, so
Dang.
an attack on one of us is attack on all of us.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised that
They're
that's going to
ready.
be. Mhm.
So
It's from the get go for sure, without a doubt. Everyone's expecting the part three to happen, just don't know when,
yeah,
and that's what's very scary.
We just need an excuse to nuke someone again. You know, I mean, like, come on, think about this. How many nations have nuked another nation?
None. So
No.
I don't know.
What the fuck?
I that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of scratching. I was like, never mind. I know there's more.
You said none.
No, recently.
No. How many just total?
Oh, like in history wise, right?
Yes. How many nations have nuked another country?
Oh, a lot.
No.
Was it the United States?
Just one. Us. We nuked Japan twice.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, wait, there was multiple. I know twice was one of them.
we nuked it twice, but it's not multiple nations.
Oh, I
It's
thought I
just
was
one
confused.
fucking nation. Us. We nuked Japan. Look, think about it like this, right?
Mhm,
Japan took out 7 of our ships.
mhm.
So we nuked them twice and then took over their entire nation and made it so they couldn't even have an army.
Damn,
What the fuck are we gonna do to China and Russia? How weak is Russia right now?
very weak right now.
Yeah. How strong is China?
It's a 50-50, but I don't know about that one.
Because
Yeah,
they
what do
just
you think?
erected over 100,000 nuclear bunkers around
Ooh,
the entire area of their nation to save their entire population.
oof.
They are
So,
expecting us to go hard.
yeah, that is expected. So we might, well, possibly we're gonna win this because of the nuke wise.
And not just
If it
that,
works.
but I mean, like, for fuck's sake, like, all you have to do is just put troops on the ground, and then it's just like fucking, like, all right, look at this.
Hmm.
500 Al Qaeda members, or 700, I forget the actual number. I know it's in the hundreds, like above 500, but below 800. Okay. It's in that ballpark. They have tanks, helicopters, fuckloads of guns, trucks with 50s on them, all that shit, right?
Hmm.
They were going to attack this oil refinery place.
Hmm.
Over 400 of them died.
Ooh,
You want to know why?
okay.
There's 20 special forces members there. Guess how many special forces died?
How many?
None.
Damn.
Guess how long it took?
How
Like
long?
2 hours.
Okay.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm really not. Look, you took 2 of our towers, so we stayed in your nation for 20 years.
Hmm. Damn.
Well, not just your nation, the countries neighboring you, like, wherever we're in the region.
Oh yeah, dude. I've seen all the maps on that. I was like, bro, we're fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
so,
basically fuck around and find out.
right? But like, a good thing about this is that I kind of came up with a little new theory, right? If
Hmm.
I was like ultimately in control of the United States, right?
Hmm.
You know what I'd change like the national animal to?
Hmm.
Would no longer be the bald eagle. Nope.
What would it be?
The killer hornets.
Ah.
You know why?
Mm.
Because they're the John Wick of all hornets.
Yeah, it would make sense though.
Because guess what? You can take a
Mm.
cup, capture it, drown it. It's still gonna be alive for like months.
Damn.
Guess what? It also
Mm.
has a photographic memory. So it actually remembers what you look like. Here's the other thing. They also communicate with the other hornets. So if that hornet ever gets loose and tells the other hornets about you and describes you to it, all the other hornets are gonna recognize you too.
Damn.
Yeah. So that hornet is like the definition of fuck around and find out. That's what I would choose to be the national animal for America.
Yeah.
Because it just screams, hey, we can be your best friend. But if you take my gram of salt, I'll end your life. You know, like that. Oh God.
That's
Anyway,
yep,
I want to smoke. We got to call it.
yep.
But yeah, thank you to everyone who tuned in during or after the fact. It really does mean a lot. Thank you guys. Please, everyone, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay you. And we'll see you guys in the next one. So have a good one. And
Peace,
peace.
everyone.
Gotta love that animation.
So what was about Natchki? Imagine if here's that.
So
I'm
what
pretty
about
sure it's
World War III?
so what about this so and so? I can't remember.
What's the conspiracy with Bud Light again?
I heard that twigs can fly up in the sky. Is that true?
In France, they have a different name, and if we say it, we'll get banned.
Oh yeah. Oh, so much interesting stuff.
Man, I want to play Battlefield 3 again.
Oh yeah. That's fun. Battlefield 3. Right now, as far as I know, Call of Duty is just dealing with a lot of
Yeah,
hacker
fuck Call
issues.
of Duty.
Dude, everything, including I don't know about is Battlefield separate?
Yes. What?
Okay.
What? Wait,
No,
what?
from other developers like the engine.
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to
Buy
remember.
Battlefield 4 on Steam right now.
Oh, okay, it's because I'm confused sometimes with it because I get them confused heavily.
Dude, I've been playing the fuck out of Battlefield 4 for like the past 3 days. By the way, we're still live, man.
I know. I know. I just like to get everyone's entertainment there. Everyone's gonna like, what the fuck, bro?
Once it disappears.